good boy. You're going to practice some flying. You're not flown for a day, have you? Go on, have a buzz about. Go on. Come on, mate. Come on, hop on. Well, I'm Derek. I'm a plumbing and heating engineer. I've not done much else apart from I had a break for 5 years in the army, but failing that I was born and bred in Wythenshawe, and really it's all been about my life, Wythenshawe. I never really wanted to be anywhere else.
My name is Dean. I lived in Manchester most of my life. I have, a few brothers and sisters. Now I've been here for 2.5 years. I've had my own place, and I'm just looking to go back into some more education. I'll start working this summer, hopefully.
Great.
I find this totally intrusive. And the fact that they would think that that's acceptable beggars belief. Oh, I'm moving my hands. Do you want to do that again?
No, that's fine.
Okay, my name is Nora. I'm retired and I live in Wythenshawe.
So I'm Ashley. I work for a chemical company in Cheadle. Basically, I'm a sales rep, so I go around to different companies and talk to them about the products that we offer and try and match what we do to what they're doing and projects they're working on.
My name's Daniel. I work at Manchester Airport in the retail section.
I usually go up to see my mother every other day.
I would have been lost without the metro when I wasn't able to drive after my operations and I had to make trips to Wythenshawe Hospital. I just wouldn't have been able to do, because there's no bus you can get easily, and I would have found it really quite difficult. So I have to tell you that it was a godsend.
I use the tram to get to work pretty much most days. I also use it to go around socially depending on where I'm travelling to. So sometimes going into Manchester, sometimes going around Didsbury and Chorlton.
Say in summer, probably once a week. And then if I have friends that come to stay, I would normally be in town probably both days of the weekend, so I'm back and forward on the tram quite a lot.
What I've found is, for me, because I can no longer walk easily up and back again, I take the car to Sale Water Park, park there. It's a short walk that I can manage to the tram and the same back to get the car, and it allows me to go to a variety of places from there, like Media City, sort of the Lowry Outlet, Manchester. I can get a tram from there and go down to Altrincham.
I used to travel around Wythenshawe, either on a bicycle or I'd get the 43 bus, which wasn't very reliable. It was often late. It's supposed to be a night service, but yeah, it was. I think it still runs late now. Sometimes you could wait up to an hour and it'd be delayed. You never know when there'd be no signs, or you just have a timetable which wasn't accurate. It's a lot easier to get around now. Trams are always on time, and you can just walk out your door and 20 minutes later you're in Manchester, whereas before you could wait an hour and then it'd take you an hour to get there. I probably need a car now if we didn't have a tram.
The reason I use the tram to get to work is it's local and convenient. It's more frequent than buses, and it operates at good times, so it operates early in the morning and late at night, and as I do varying shift patterns, it is handy to be able to do both. It covers about 90% of the shift patterns.
If I had to get the bus, I would have to go for a walk, which is about a 10-minute walk, and then I'd have to get the bus, which would probably take maybe 20-30 minutes, but then after I get off the bus I'd have to do another 10-15 minute walk, so it'd take a lot longer.
I used to travel to work by car, but the car parking facilities at the airport have moved and are expensive, so it's actually cheaper for me to travel by the Metrolink now, and actually gets me into work quicker. For socialising, the tram's convenient because firstly it goes to suburb areas that I can travel to often, where it goes direct to them, like Chorlton and Disbury, but also in the city centre it actually goes towards Deansgate area and near the GMX and so on. So a lot of the time, because it's so frequent, it's more convenient than actually getting the bus or the train.
The getting on and off of the bus, the rickety, being pushed about and forward and backwards. I haven't used a bus. Haven't used a bus for 3 years. Had a very bad experience coming back from Manchester on a bus. Got thrown all over the place, kept slamming the brakes on. It was an absolute nightmare. The metro, on the other hand, it's easy to walk on and off, and it's clean, it's comfortable.
So in terms of affordability, the tram, I would say, it's more cost effective than a bus.
So when I came and saw this flat and I realised that the metro, how close it would be, it did influence me.
So I decided to buy this house solely based on the Metrolink. It was basically my top criteria for choosing a house, along with obviously price and things like that. Just for ease of access into town, so I'm young and single, so like going into town and going into places like Didsbury and Chorlton and being able to access those without having to drive, so I could have a drink or just generally not being restricted on parking times and things like that was really important for me.
Maybe there's just not enough trams and enough places you can go on a tram. That the buses are still just got it kind, you know.
Yeah, if they run, I think the trams run north and south, but if they run east and west towards Stockport town centre, which is a big town centre, and it's not as far as Manchester city centre. If the trams went there and went to like Altrincham, which is another big town centre, the nice towns, I'd probably go to them towns more if I was to go shopping, or, you know, I'd go out to a restaurant or, you know, socialising.
But again, found it useful to head up to Wythenshawe Hospital. It's just a great shame that they didn't carry it through to Wythenshawe Hospital. It would have been very helpful for me and lots of other people.
Actually, there's a new development going on in Stockport at the moment, and my offices have just decided to move location. So they're moving to the Stockport Exchange, and there's going to be a big new bus station, and I think there's potentially plans to have a Metrolink to go to Stockport, but if the tram did go to Stockport, I would use the tram every day to get to work. Basically, if everywhere could be on the, can I say everywhere, is that an option? But so I live here, and the tram currently goes into Manchester, and passes through quite a few stops. There is a change somewhere around here that takes you to Didsbury, which is great, but still you have to go in and change. It would be great if the tram was to go to somewhere like Stockport, but if there was something that kind of linked this Met stop up to Stockport, that would be really helpful. And also Trafford Park and like Trafford Centre up this way. And again, I think that links in with what I said earlier about the possibility of having a Metrolink line that joins up the outside of Manchester to make it quicker rather than going into Manchester and then out to these other locations. Because I do kind of spend quite a lot of time around these locations and like I say, up to the Trafford Centre, which really with the Met is quite difficult to get to go in and out. The frequency of the tram, I think at the moment is about every 12 minutes where we are. It's good. The only problem can sometimes be if you're trying to get to a location that you have to make a change at, you then have to plan in an extra 12 minutes of buffer time in those stops.
I'd definitely get the tram if I was to start working in Manchester.
Mainly work colleagues. They've been able to vary the shifts a bit better, so sometimes we had people who could only travel at certain times who now, because they're more connected to the airport, can actually get into work better.
I think Wythenshawe has improved in the last 10 years, and I think the Metro is part of that improvement programme. I think it's attracted certainly different people here. Greater abundance of sort of professionals have moved in. You've got quite a lot in that sort of 30 age group, and the Metro has made quite a difference because they don't have to use their cars if they work in Manchester.
I don't know what stops me. Is it the inconvenience? Is it the planning that's required? Oh, what is it that stops me getting on a tram? Maybe my pig-headedness, maybe the bias, maybe me idleness, maybe the fact I just cannot be bothered when it's raining to walk out of that, put a coat on, walk out of that door, go to the thing, and I'm so laxed when it comes, but find out the timings, wait for it, get on, pay, sit down. This is the first time I've actually come up, walked on a platform, and yeah, it's looking right, isn't it? It looks right. I'm embarrassed to say this, but it's probably the simplicity. I didn't think it'd be that simple. I thought it was going to be like it was when I was in Germany in Blackpool. I thought it was going to be get on, pay the conductor, do the thing, do the queue, wait, but we've just been on one, there's my next one if you're going back. My big concern was that Manchester wouldn't produce this quality, and it's really pretty good quality in it. I mean, look, it really is quite good. All the access is here. That was going to be my another big beef, but it's not, it's here. I'd like to be able to get into Altrincham. Obviously they've got Manchester Airport covered. That was the obvious one. It's down there and you're on Civic Centre, so the shopping's there. There is plenty of access, so you're not going to be stuck with all your shopping bags and things like that. It was a pleasant experience. There's really not a lot more to say apart from the fact I'm impressed. I'm impressed, and yeah, I could see me using this again. I'm not as scared as I thought it would be. I thought there was going to be a lot of mayhem really, and it just wasn't there. I'm okay, credit where it's due. Job's done, it's a good one.